Hey everyone, it's Stephanie with Simarchy, and I'd like to start off by thanking EA for sponsoring today's video. I'm very excited because today we're going to be talking about what The Sims means to me, what my playstyle is like, and I'll be sharing some of my favorite packs to hopefully provide some inspiration to all of you. So I've been playing The Sims for about 6 years now. I love interior design and decorating. I've always watched TV shows where people are flipping houses, flipping furniture, doing landscaping and house hunting, and I was looking for a video game where I could sort of explore that interest. And so I started Googling and I came across The Sims, which ironically was the first time I've ever even heard of The Sims. I had no idea what it was before that. And it said that you could build houses and decorate. So I went straight to YouTube and I found a video from James Turner, aka The Sim Supply. And he was building or decorating a starter home. If you don't know, a starter home is one of the cheaper houses that your Sims can first move into when starting like a new save file. And he was changing the wallpaper and moving furniture around. And I was like, what is this magic? What is this sorcery? I need to know and I need to play. So I was instantly hooked, and I ended up purchasing The Sims 3 and just started my journey of creating Sims and building houses. From there, I ended up eventually getting The Sims 4, and The Sims 4 is so much better for building. There are things that we could do in Sims 4 that I couldn't even fathom before. We can pick up and move entire houses and entire rooms. We can make objects bigger and smaller. We can raise them up and down. We can use different build cheats to like angle items and lay them on top of each other and create new things. And it's just, there's so much freedom in the way that you're able to express your creativity that The Sims 4 is by far my favorite building game that I've ever played. Since then, I've actually built hundreds, if not thousands of homes, and I have thousands of videos, well, over 1,000 videos here on YouTube. And I also stream daily over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Simarchy. So if you ever want to come hang out there, I'd love to have you there as well. So when I started playing, I was basically just building houses for myself. And then at one point I decided I wanted to share them with other people. I was really proud of them, even though I really had no idea what I was doing. And so I was pretty active on Facebook. I ended up joining a bunch of Facebook groups for The Sims and just made a bunch of friends. And I realized that a lot of the content that people were sharing were speed builds. So they were building a house and then speeding up the footage and sharing those. And since all the houses I had already built, I was trying to figure out a different way to share them with people. And so I started filming house tours where I would go into the in-game camera and just kind of move around the house and show off everything that I built and that I created. And from there, that turned into other people asking me to showcase their houses on my channel as well. And the amount of things I learned just from looking at other people's builds was mind-blowing. It was so creative. There were so many things I never thought you could do. I had never thought about doing myself. And that just really led to me wanting to see more builds, make more builds, and discover new things in the game. So The Sims is really, really important to me. It came into my life at a time when I needed it the most. I wasn't in a great place. I would stay inside all of the time. I didn't really go out and do anything. I didn't have friends. I was very lonely. And it really provided an escape for me, not just an escape from my life, but a creative outlet. It was really therapeutic in a sense because it gave me something to look forward to. I could be creative. I had a hobby and a passion that I felt was very constructive. Like I had something to show for it and I had something to do with my time. And it just led to this passion that I was so excited about. It gave me something that I wanted to wake up every day. I couldn't wait to wake up and build a new house. And many days I would sit there and build like 4 or 5 houses in one day. It was just the most amazing thing that I could have come across at the time. And in a way, it really changed my life. I didn't realize how much it was, like how important it was to me to have a community of other people with the same interest to be able to share my passions with. And so by discovering that and making new friends, not just through the Facebook groups I was in, but through the comments on the videos I would post on YouTube, and especially when I started live streaming, just having that one-on-one connection with other people who shared the same passion as me and were just as excited as me to play the game and show off our creations. I don't know how to explain it other than it just made me feel like I had a purpose and a sense of community. I felt like I was doing something wonderful, and I didn't realize how important it was to me to have that outlet and to have those friendships that I still have to this day. I mean, many of the people that still come to my streams and chat on my videos, I met way back then in the Facebook group. So it's a wonderful community, and I couldn't ask for anything else. So before I get super emotional, let's move on to my playstyle. So my playstyle is building family homes that tell a story. So whether I'm creating the family in my head or using the in-game tool called Create a Sim or Cast, I make a family and then come up with their story and their background to help me visualize what type of house that they'll live in. So if you are making Sims in Create a Sim, you can actually name them, you can pick their style, pick out all of their outfits, choose their traits and their aspirations, and then you're able to build them a house based on what they need. So I'll try to make sure that I'm suiting their hobbies. So if they're into like woodworking, I'll give them a woodworking table. If they're into gardening, I'll give them a garden. I want to make sure that there's enough room for their family and their pets. And this actually really allows me to kind of explore different stories and lifestyles. So it might be a matter of building a giant house for a rich family that has a library and a ballroom and a big yard with a pool and a guest house, or it could be a tiny home for a family who is just starting out their lives, getting ready to have kids and grow and expand their family, or maybe a single parent who still lives at home or lives with their friends. So through these stories, I'm able to start asking myself things like, who are these Sims? What colors do they like? What is their style like? What do they do for fun? What do they do for work? How many kids do they have? How many pets do they have? Is their family growing? What type of neighborhood are they going to live in? If they enjoy gardening, you know, I'll give them a garden. If they work from home or need a home office, I'll build them a home office. Are they into more traditional or modern architecture? And, you know, all sorts of things. How many rooms they're going to need and how big of a yard they're going to need, which leads me into pets, because pets I feel are a super important part of the family. And I have a cat named Lexi. She's my baby. She's my pride and joy. I'm a cat mom. She's basically my daughter, and she's 15. She's my little old lady, and I love her so much. Once they introduce pets and cats and dogs into the game through an expansion pack called Cats and Dogs, it changed everything for me, because like I said, she's my baby. She's a part of my family, and being able to create not only myself and a representation of my family, but other Sims and giving them their cats and dogs brought so much realism to the game and made it feel like more complete for me, for what is important to me in my life. I just can't imagine the game without cats and dogs. So let's talk about the different types of DLC and packs that you can add to the game. In my own words, an expansion pack is gonna bring like a whole new type of gameplay to the game, and usually include some sort of world where you can have these new types of gameplay in, and it'll often reach out into other different worlds in the game as well. For example, Seasons brought Seasons to the game, Cats and Dogs brought Cats and Dogs to the game. And then there's game packs, which I guess usually like focus on like one specific type of gameplay, like Parenthood, which is my favorite, adding the ability to have chores and to really like shape and influence your kid's life and how they're going to turn out, their manners and things like that. And then there's stuff packs, which are usually just things, like whether it's build and buy items or clothing items. It's usually super specific. For example, we'll talk more about my favorites, but Nifty Knitting brought knitting as a hobby into the game. And so just keep that in mind as I'm talking about the packs. But yeah, my favorite is Cats and Dogs. Cats and Dogs obviously brought Cats and Dogs, and it brought a beautiful world called Brindleton Bay, which is my favorite to build in. I think I build there more often than anywhere. My other favorite used to be Windenburg, which came with Get Together. But yeah, Brindleton Bay is my absolute favorite. It's just so cozy, and it's also on water, which I love, and it has a very like suburban feel to it, and the furniture is amazing. It goes very well with some of the packs that I'm going to talk about. Just very cozy things that you would see in a realistic home. And of course, the addition of cats and dogs, cat trees, cat litter boxes, toys for them to play with, food bowls, pet beds, just everything you're going to need for your cats and dogs. And then my favorite game pack is Parenthood, which once again, it brought a whole different type of gameplay to the game, which really focused on kids and raising a family, teaching them manners, which would influence how they would act as they would grow up and what traits they would have, I think. Don't quote me on that. It also brought things like chores where they can help around the house, and there's like a bulletin board to help keep track of things. It brought more activities for the kids and lots of furniture. Some of my favorite building items are from Parenthood, which is why it's my favorite game pack. It just makes, again, the houses feel really realistic and cozy and lived in, and you can tell a story through the items that it provides. And then I have two favorite stuff packs. It's kind of hard to choose. It was Laundry Day for the longest time, which brought us washers and dryers. And then there's also Nifty Knitting, which introduced knitting as a hobby. And both of these packs were actually community voted packs, which I think is one of the coolest things The Sims has ever done. They allowed us, the players, to vote on everything from the theme of the pack to the aesthetic and color choices to the type of items that were going to be in the game. We even named the packs, and it was done through like a series of voting, and you can see how much love was put into it, not just by us, the players, but by the game developers who created the pack for us. Laundry Day was my favorite, of course, for the longest time because I like building family homes, so having really realistic items in the house like a washer and dryer just make it feel like it's an actual home. And in terms of gameplay, it makes it feel like you actually have chores and things to do around the house. Like, how realistic is it that you take off your Sims clothes, they go into a hamper, and then you're able to wash them and dry them? I love it. And then nifty knitting. Oh my gosh, the aesthetic of this pack gives me life. There's lots of pinks and blues and whites, and it's a bit more modern, but definitely can be used in a traditional home as well. Even though I'm not into knitting myself, I love crafting. I love making paper crafts and greeting cards. I also make like hair accessories and journals, and I like making candles, all sorts of stuff. So just the idea of bringing hobbies like that into the game really changed it for me, because I'm hoping we'll still get more in the future. But even just the items that it gave us, like a crafting table, and different decor to create a crafting room, it's a representation of me in the game, and that just made me so super excited. Again, not to mention the aesthetic is 100% me. I love it. And then, yeah, so that's it. So those are, I mean, that sounds like a lot, but those are the packs I would 100% recommend that you guys check out if you're into family gameplay and pets and things like that. So Cats and Dogs as your expansion pack, Parenthood as your game pack, and Nifty Knitting and or Laundry Day for your stuff pack. There's also kits, which are super cool. They're like these smaller mini micro versions of stuff packs, and they again are like super hyper focused. There's one on vacuuming, which again brings a chore into the game, and a vacuum, a few different vacuums, which bring realism and life realism to the game. Like, you know, you play the game like you would play in real life. I am also into fantasy stuff, which is weird, so I do really like, no, it's not weird, it's awesome. I love things like mermaids. Obviously, I'm a self-proclaimed mermaid. I can't believe I haven't mentioned that yet in this video, but I am a self-proclaimed mermaid, so island living is very special to me. But I don't normally in my day-to-day life do the fantasy gameplay. I usually do the realistic family style gameplay, but there is that other part of me that loves vampires. There's a vampires pack, and Realm of Magic, which introduced spellcasters, and I've done a lot of gameplay with those as well, but I usually save those for like really fantasy like builds and castles and mermaid grottos and fairy forests. So there's so much you could do in this game. I don't know if I can cover it all in one video, but those are a few of my favorite things. I'm also super proud of these. These are a bit more advanced, so please don't get discouraged when you see these, but I'm super proud and wanted to share these. I built a 2x3 home and a 1x1 bathroom. If you have no idea what that means, it's the number of tiles that's used, like the little tiny squares that's used to make it. So a 2x3 home is 6 tiles, essentially, which is the size of a normal bathroom, like a small bathroom that I would build for my families. But I created an entire fully functional home on that. And then a 1x1 bathroom, which is literally one tile, one tile. I was able to squeeze a shower, sink, and toilet using some build sheets that come with the game. And it created a bathroom that like shouldn't be able to exist, but I was able to make it work with some help from my viewers. And then we're going to talk about some of the tutorials that I've created to help you guys with your journey into building, or you being able to explore more advanced building techniques that maybe you didn't think about before. So I do have a ton of tutorials. I'm going to make sure to list those in the description below. There's 2 playlists. There's a beginner's one and a more advanced one. And the beginner's playlist is going to basically take you through everything on how to get started. I still recommend it for people who have been playing or building for a while, because there's some tips and tricks in there that you may not have known about. So I'll walk you through the entire interface of the game, how to navigate the menus, how to open the catalogs, what to click on to look for what. And then we're going to go into how to like create the wall shapes, how to build the houses, how to make the floor plans of the rooms, how to start furnishing, different furnishing tips that I have. We're going to teach you how to put a roof on top of the house, how to landscape by adding trees and flowers and rocks and paths on the outside. And then the more advanced series goes into, I guess, things that maybe aren't so obvious by looking through the build menu. So I'm going to teach you how to create a basement, how to create a room inside of an attic, how to create a room under a staircase, how to make custom counters and cabinets and how to merge different furniture pieces together to create your own. I show you like more advanced tips on how to make more custom roofs and windows and just really fun things that, you know, again, you might not have thought existed in the game. So definitely check those both out, again, in the description below. And if you have any suggestions for other tutorials that you would like to see, please let me know. But I'm really proud of them. They're really well done. They're short, concise, straight to the point, and I get a lot of compliments on those and a lot of views on them, so I know they're good. Like I'm not someone who likes to toot my own horn, but my tutorials are very well done, and I think you'll get a lot of use out of those. I also want to quickly mention community challenges, or just challenges created by the community. The Sims community is so creative and diverse and just constantly evolving and coming up with fun new things to do. So whether you're into building houses like me, or whether you're into creating Sims or telling their stories or anything else that you could do with this game, people come up with different challenges, and they'll challenge you maybe to build a tiny house, or to build a house using only one color, or there's different types of let's plays, which are ways that you can play the game and tell a story, and you'll have goals and aspirations and challenges and rules. So they're all over the place. You can find them by watching other people's videos, tuning into their live streams, just searching on social media. A lot of different Sims Discord groups will have a specific channel for challenges. There is also, I believe, a whole Sims forum dedicated to challenges where you can go and see all the different ones that people have submitted, or, you know, you can create your own. I've actually created 2 challenges for myself. Well, not for myself, by myself for you guys. And the most notable, I think, is Furnish Me. So in Furnish Me, the challenge was to furnish a house. So I would build a house, I would do the floor plan, I would even do the outside, put the wallpaper, the landscaping, and then I would put it on the gallery, which is an in-game gallery. You basically upload your creations that you made, and other people can download them and change them or create their own and upload those as well. So for mine, the challenge was to download the house and decorate it any way that you wanted. And then I would download those and tour them. And oh my gosh, I can't even tell you how many houses we've toured. We've toured so many houses. I've seen thousands, at least thousands, and it's so inspirational to see what other people are doing, to learn new cool tips and tricks, to see things you've never done before, to get decorating ideas, color ideas. You know, it's so fun. I can't recommend them more. And then the second challenge that I created is called Starter Story Challenge. So The Sims also has this feature where instead of starting a new save file and creating the Sims and their stories from scratch, you can get guided through a series of questions that will then determine what your Sim looks like, what career they're going to have, how much money they have, what aspiration they have, what traits they have. And I love going through that, creating a family or a few Sims, and then using that background to tell the story. So we talked about earlier how I like to make the family first and then build the house. So in that challenge, you create a family, and whatever starting funds they give you, whether it's very low or very high, you have to build a house for that family, only using that amount of money. You can't go over, and you have to build a house suitable for whatever they like, whatever hobbies they like, whatever, you know, career they have. That's a really fun one. It's a great way to get some inspiration, and there's no official rules to those. It's just, you know, have fun, create them as you will, decorate them as you will. And if you guys have created a challenge or anything like that, or have an idea for a challenge, definitely let me know below in the comments. Like, let me know what your favorite challenge is or what your ideas are. I just want to make sure to really encourage you all to, you know, obviously come up with your own things, have fun, explore the game, but see what other people are doing too. Because for me, that has been the most exciting part about being part of the Sims community, is seeing what others are doing and being able to use that as inspiration and to adapt it into my own game and my own gameplay and create my own style. And I don't want anyone to get discouraged. You know, we talked about a lot of different stuff, but just like anything, Sims has a learning curve. So whether you're new or you've been playing for a while and you're looking for more things to do, I want you to take it slow, take it at your own pace. Just explore different things, try new things. Don't let anything limit you. I mean, you could look for inspiration anywhere. You could go walk around your neighborhood and look for ideas to build. You can download people's creations in the gallery. You can Google different images and, you know, type things like modern treehouse or, you know, underground under the water home, and you can use these as inspiration to make anything that you want. So I really encourage you to explore, have fun, check out the different packs that are available, and come up with your own challenges as well. I really love talking about The Sims. I love making friends. So if you want to comment, if you want to pop into a live stream over on Twitch, I'd love to hear from you. You could also find me on pretty much any social media. So again, here, Simarchy, obviously, twitch.tv/Simarchy is where my live streams are. And then at Simarchy, like that's my handle. You can find me on Twitter, on Instagram, even on TikTok. TikTok, I have a bunch of like little tutorials and Sims clips. Instagram, I just post random pictures of whatever I'm doing. And Twitter is like another great place to just connect with me and other Simmers, other people who play The Sims. And my gallery, if you want to check out my gallery, I don't know if I mentioned this yet, but you can search the in-game gallery with hashtag Simarchy or user ID Simarchy123 to find any of my builds or families that I've created. I really hope that you enjoy playing, exploring, just going through all the incredible experiences that The Sims has to offer, and basically developing your own unique playstyle. I'd love to hear from you. So again, comment below, let me know what you enjoy, what your playstyle is, and if there's anything you want to learn more about. I want to connect, I want to have a conversation, and I want to make new friends. So thank you again, EA, for sponsoring today's video. I will see you guys next time, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye!